From ABC 7, live breaking news.
We get right to that breaking news this midday. Drivers are dealing with the impact of delays and detours this morning after a truck slammed into an overhead sign on an East Bay interstate. You're looking at the aftermath and the cleanup work there. Thanks so much for joining us for Midday Live. I'm Julian Glover.
And I'm Kristen Z. This crash happened early this morning in Pleasanton, impacting traffic for several hours. All 680 northbound lanes were closed at Stone Ridge Drive. But ABC 7 News reporter Lena Howland is live at the scene with the latest update. Lena.
Well, after about 5 hours, crews just reopened all northbound lanes of 680. Here right behind me now, we can see traffic finally moving through this area. That just reopened only about 20 minutes ago. And an hour ago, we saw Caltrans crews working to remove a damaged overhead sign. That has already been taken down and moved here to the shoulder of the highway. Caltrans says this all started just before 4 o'clock this morning when the cab of a dump truck flipped open and hit the overhead sign. It scraped the bottom corner of the Dublin-Oakland sign. Crews shut all northbound lanes of the highway down over concerns that the sign could fall onto incoming traffic. After hours of inspections, crews finally put up a giant crane and lifted the entire sign out, placing it safely on the side of the highway right around 10 o'clock this morning. We spoke with one cyclist who says this has caused some major traffic delays around the area and on side streets with people trying to cut through.
This is wild. I was going to go surfing and I saw the highway was closed, and so I thought I'd go for a bike ride, and I didn't realize how big the project is. I heard about the dump truck, I heard about the crash, but I didn't know they were taking the sign down or closing keeping the highway closed.
Now, up until about 20 minutes ago, CHP Dublin was detouring traffic to 880 northbound and State Route 84 into Livermore. Caltrans says it will take a while to get the new signs back up, but the good news here is that no one was injured and all lanes of the highway have since been reopened. Live in Pleasanton, Lena Howland, ABC 7 News.
United Airlines flight attendants have spoken.
More breaking news this midday. About an hour ago, cheers erupted outside of San Francisco International Airport after thousands of United Airlines flight attendants nationwide voted to authorize a strike. They are asking for a double-digit pay increase, among other demands. SFO of one of 20 airports across the country where flight attendants set up these informational picket lines this morning. ABC 7 News reporter Gloria Rodriguez is there with the latest on today's vote. Gloria, obviously, them authorizing that strike doesn't mean that they're going to strike quite yet.
That's right, Julian. Employees cannot just walk off the job tomorrow. The strike would still need to be approved by the National Mediation Board, but this could be a huge bargaining chip to help the flight attendants get what they want. And this is all happening as Labor Day travel kicks off tomorrow through Tuesday. SFO is expecting a nearly 9% increase in travelers for the holiday weekend over last year. Live at SFO, Gloria Rodriguez, ABC 7 News.
All right, Gloria, thanks so much. San Francisco school leaders are laying out how they'll make some tough decisions and figure out which schools to close as SF Unified navigates a financial crisis. Ahead of last night's school board meeting, a coalition of unions protested. They're calling out the staffing shortage in the district, which includes more than 100 teacher vacancies. SF Unified says when deciding on closures, it'll consider factors like how many campuses are in each area, historical inequities in neighborhoods, academic performance, teacher turnover, and building conditions.
We can better support our students, not by trying to maintain buildings, but by trying to provide in those buildings the resources that our students need.
I am a single mom. It's exhausting to do this, to have to stand, and I woke up at 6 a.m. this morning, got the kids to school to get here so that we could show up and show how hard it is to do this work of being a parent and now having to worry about whether our school's going to be open next year. Just, it's not okay.
On September 18th, the superintendent will send letters to families with the district's proposed list of closures. SF Unified says it will hold at least 2 meetings with each potentially closing schools before the school board's final vote in December. In response to the protest yesterday, the school district told us in a statement, quote, SFUSD continues to work collaboratively with our fiscal advisors and labor partners to hire for vacant positions.
We've been following a turf war in the South Bay. We're talking about the surfaces that people play sports on. It's natural grass versus artificial turf. Well, yesterday, Santa Clara County delayed a vote on an artificial turf ban until January. In Sunnyvale, city council members also considered banning turf on city fields. Supporters of synthetic turf believe those fields add positive value, while others believe there is still a long way to go from the fields being safe.
So you can use an artificial turf field about 3 to 4 times as many hours as a grass field because it doesn't get damaged.
I measured a piece of grass outside of the play area, and that was, I think, like 80 degrees. And I went onto the field and I measured the turf, and that was between 130 and 140 degrees.
County supervisors will vote on this issue in January. Well, it is another warm day today across the Bay Area, but the temperatures are going to be heading downward, cooling as we inch towards the Labor Day holiday weekend.
Yeah, in a more comfortable direction, let's hope. Meteorologist Lisa Argent is here with more details. Hey, Lisa.
Hi, yes, that's...
Well, coming up here on Midday Live, former President Trump is facing a new revised federal indictment into his alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 election results. How Trump is responding this morning.
Plus, mark your calendars. We have some very exciting news about the iconic San Francisco Chinese New Year parade. It has a new home. We'll explain. And later...
A lot of parents are feeling a sense of guilt and shame around their challenges in parenting. They're feeling like they're falling short of meeting what their kids need.
It's being called a serious public health issue, the stress of being a parent. We sit down with the U.S. Surgeon General for a one-on-one interview about his new warning.